Hello everyone, I'm Jimmy and today I am about to walk you through my final portfolio website. Before we dive in, let me explain the purpose of this portfolio first. This website is my personal space to introduce myself to potential employers and internship providers. It showcases who I am, what I can do, and what I have achieved. But for this project, I also designed it to be a strong example of good human computer interaction or HCI. My goal was to create a website that is not only professional and good looking, but also the very easy and logical for anyone to use. As we go through every page, I will first talk about the content, the information about myself, my projects, and my experience. And then I will explain the design choices and CI principles behind each part. So now, let's begin with the homepage first. This is the first thing a visitor will see, so it needs to make a strong positive and cheerful impression. When you land on this page, the first thing you see is my personal greeting. This gives a friendly and welcoming tone. Right below that, I have a fun headline. I added this to show a bit of my personality and humor. I want people to remember me, and a little just made the page more engaging and memorable. Then, I clearly state my professional identity. I am an undergraduate in the artificial intelligence at the UTEM, so I specialize in developing intelligent systems and full stack software. This immediately tells the user what I do and what my main skills are. Below that, I list my areas of expertise with icons such that the AI and machine learning, intelligent system, and so on. This gives a quick visual summary of my technical abilities. Finally, a quote at the bottom explains my mission to bridge the gap between complex theory and real applications. This shows that I am not just a student, I am someone who wants to make a practical impact with the technology. And now, let me draw your attention to the technical toolkit section on this page. This section is very important because it gives a quick snapshot of the tools and technologies I work with. While the full list of my technical skills is shown in more detail on the About Me page, the home page provides a summarized version. This follows the HCI principle of progressive disclosure, which means that I show the most important information first, and users can click through to find more detail if they want. Next, we have my work section. This is where I showcase my project directly on the homepage. You can see the project cards for Google Food Smart Food Bank System, Human Resource Payroll Management System, and other projects as well. Each card includes the title, a brief description, and visual indicators of the technologies used. This gives users a quick preview of my work without having to navigate away from the homepage. If they want more details, they can click on any project card to go to the full project page. This follows the HCI principle of information sense, which means that the users can follow the sense of interesting content to find more information. Now, let me highlight the technical competency section here. This is a very important part of the page because here it will explain my core engineering discipline and practice. There is also the progress bar showing the visual indicator that gives a quick and a glance understanding of my commitment to code quality. This follows the HCI principle of visual communication that using the visuals to convey information quickly and effectively. And next, I have the leadership and commitment section. This is where I showcase my leadership roles and community involvement during my school life. This section is important because it shows that I am not just a technical person, but also someone who can lead, manage, and contribute to a team. I also share a description of my work here. This gives a concrete example of my leadership and organizational skills. I also have a technical Q&A section. This is the unique and thoughtful part of my portfolio because I answer the common questions about my development styles and engineering workflow. This section is very valuable because it gives a potential employer or collaborator insight into how I think and work, which is often hard to convey through a resume alone. Finally, on this page, I have a project and experience showcase section. This is where I provide more details about the specific projects I have worked on. This section provides concrete, measurable evidence of my contributions and the impact of my work. Employers love to see results, so this is a very powerful part of my portfolio. And then at the bottom of the homepage, I have a call to action section. This is a very important part because the goal here is to guide the user to take the next step. You can see a clear message inviting users to explore my work or get in touch. There is also a button that says let's view your story or similar wording. This is a strong action-oriented page that encourages the users to click and learn more. So this CTA is designed with a contrasting color to make it stand out and follows the HCI principle of alliance that will highlight the important elements that make it visually prominent so users will notice them. The button also provides visual feedback when hovered over, following the principle of orders and feedback. And now let's go to the portfolio page for my portfolio here. This page is crucial because it shows the proof of my skills. A potential employer's goal here is to see what I can actually build. This is where I demonstrate my technical abilities through the real projects. I have organized my project into clear cards in a grid layout here. Each card represents a project that I have worked on. So let me walk you through one of it as example. One of the major projects here is the Gunaful Smart Food Bank System. This is a platform designed to support the communities by providing a sustainable solution to food insecurity. It focuses on the supply chain logistics as well. This project shows my ability to build systems that solve real-world social problems. The system uses a decoupled MVC framework architecture with database engines like MySQL, Heroku, and Snowflake. The primary focus is on supplying the chain logistics, and I have developed a prototype website for it. So this project has demonstrated my skills in full stack development, database design, and also simple architecture. As you can see here, the grid layout of the project card is a very common pattern of the web. Users instantly understand that each card represents a different project. This follows the HTML principle of familiarity. I am using a design pattern that the people already know, which makes the page easy to use. And as you can see before this, the every card also has consistent structure, title, short description, and also technical details like system, architecture, and database engine. And now, I'm showing you that what happens when a user clicks on the one of the project card. As you can see in this page, this is the project detail page, and it's a very important part of my portfolio as well. The goal of this page is to give the user a complete, in-depth understanding of the single project. It answers all the detailed questions someone might have after seeing the project summary on the main portfolio page. Now, for example, in this Guna Smart Food Bank system, when you click on this card, you are taken to this detail page. The first section is the introduction here. This section provides a full overview of the food bank system. It explains the purpose of the system, its goals, and also the service it provided. This section tells the user why the project exists and what it aims to achieve. It sets the context for the rest of the page as well. Now, below are the image of the interface of the project that includes the brief description of the project, such as the problem instance, development process, and final solution as shown in the screen now here. Then there is also the part that viewer can directly navigate to the other project as well, which is showing here that we let user without going back to the previous page, they can directly see the other project as well. Either they can also choose this go to portfolio button to go back to the portfolio page here like this. And now let's move on to the next page, which is the About Me. This page builds a personal and professional connection with potential employers. At the very top here, you can see a section introducing myself here. The text explains that I am an artificial intelligence student with a deep passion for building intelligent systems that solve the real-world complexities, driving the impactful digital innovation. This immediately tells the user what drives me and what my core interest is. Next, I also have a section which goes into more detail about my approach to software engineering here. In this text, I explain what sets my software apart is a rigorous attention to detail and secure user interactions. I talk about my belief that great engineering happens when complex backend logic is decoupled cleanly from the user interface. This shows that I think deeply about system design and user experience, not just writing code only. Then, and here, you can see that this is the path dedicated to my academic journey. This shows the educational path that shaped me. You can see the timeline as shown here also. This visual timeline makes it easy for anyone to see my educational background at a glance. Then, following that, I have a section on the milestone achievement as well. This is where I showcase my accomplishments and recognition. I list them clearly with bullet points like this in chronological order. This section gives the concrete proof of my capabilities and dedication. It shows that I'm not just a student, but also someone who has been recognized for their hard work, leadership, and academic excellence. And now let's move on to the experience page. The purpose of this page is to show my professional journey, technical competencies, leadership abilities, and also the practical experience. This page proves that I can apply my skills in the real world situations and contribute meaningfully to any organization. You can see that this page is titled My Work because I made it as a creative name and choose to represent that this is where I showcase my hands-on work, practical skills, and the experience that has shaped me as an engineer. Now let me draw your attention to the important visual part of this page. Below I have included image of my project interface. These are the screenshots showing the actual user interface of the project I have built. These images are very important because they provide the visual proof of my work. Instead of just reading about my projects, visitors can actually see what I have given, what I have given and built during my school life. This builds in credibility and gives potential employer a clear picture of my capabilities. The image shows that I can design clean, functional, and professional user interface as well. It also showcases the moments during my commitment to schools and university. So it includes photographs and images from my time as a student leader and active participant in the school and university activities. At the bottom of this image gallery, you can see a load more button here. This is a very powerful design feature. Instead of the loading all image at once, which could slow down the page and overwhelm the user, I have added this button here. When clicked, it loads the additional image. This follows the HI principle of progressive disclosure because it managed to show the manageable number of images initially, and users can choose to load more if they are interested. This prevents the information overload, improves the page loading speed, and also gives the user control over their experience. It is also efficient because the user don't have to wait for all images to load if they are only interested in the first few. Now, finally, we have the contact page. The goal here is to make it as easy as possible for someone to get in touch with me. This is the final step in the user journey through my portfolio, and it is designed to encourage the engagement and collaboration. The page is titled Get in Touch, which is a friendly and inviting way to encourage the visitors to reach out. This title sets a warm and approachable tone, making it clear that I welcome communication. As you can see now, at the left side of the page, you can see my personal contact information displayed clearly. Having this information visible and separated from the contact form gives the user a quick way to see how they can reach me without having to fill out the form. This is especially useful for people who prefer to send a direct email or making a phone call instead of using the web form. On the right side of the page, I have a standard contact form here. This is a very familiar and intuitive way for the user to send a message. These three fields are the most common and essential fields for a contact form. They collect all the information needed to respond to an inquiry. The form is simple and straightforward, which reduces the effort required for the user to send a message. Below the form, there is a clear send message button here. This button is visually distinct and inviting, encouraging the users to complete the form and submit their message. Below the contact form, I have a service section here. This is a very important part because it clearly communicates what I can offer to potential clients or employers. This section also shows that I am not just a student but professionals who provide a valuable service to them. This section is very valuable also because it tells visitors exactly what I can do for them and make it easy for potential employers or clients to see if my skills match their needs. It also positions me as a professional with a clear service offering. So now we have gone through every page of my portfolio. Let me summarize everything and reflect on how this website meets the assessment criteria and represent me as a future professional. Beyond the design of HCF principles, this portfolio represents my journey so far. It shows my growth from a student to a university student at UTM. It showcases also my achievements from the winning hackathon to leading student societies. It demonstrates my technical skills from coding in C++ and Java to building machine learning systems. It reveals my value also from attention to detail, secure user interaction, clean architecture, and commitment to making a positive impact. But more importantly, this portfolio is not just what I have done, it is also about what I have to do next. Every project I have built, every competition I won, and every leadership role I have taken on has prepared me for my future career. So I am ready to contribute to a team, solve the real world problems, and build intelligent systems that make a difference. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your time and consideration. Thank you.